I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the
A teaser is supposed to build excitement, but this one instead sparked a storm of outrage. In the latest teaser video released by HYBE for BTS's promotional project, Kim Taehyung's V name and face were suddenly missing. Fans reacted quickly, with one voice echoing across social media, "This is an unforgivable form of betrayal." The 35-second video, uploaded to HYBE's official channel, featured a still of the BTS member's face amidst a magnificent visual. However, upon closer inspection, fans noticed one striking omission: Taehyung's face was missing for a single second. He wasn't even mentioned in the description, and he wasn't even visible in the visual sequence. Fans initially hoped it was just a technical error or a stratagem. But after the teaser aired for more than 24 hours without revision or clarification, the anxiety turned into an outburst. A thread on X titled, "Where's Taehyung?" immediately trended globally, with thousands of comments from fans worldwide. Many believed this wasn't a minor error, but rather a deliberate omission. Moreover, the teaser project was titled BTS Heritage, which was supposed to showcase the entire history and contributions of each member. Removing Taehyung from the narrative was perceived as a denial of his significant role. The fandom world was heated. In India, Korea, Indonesia, Brazil, and even Germany, fans reacted in unison. They compared the teaser video to old documentation, proving that old clips featuring Taehyung were actually cut or replaced with generic visuals. Suspicions could no longer be contained. Some fans skilled in video editing even disassembled the metadata frame by frame. The results were shocking. There were gaps in the duration where Taehyung's footage would normally be filled. This reinforced speculation that the video had originally included Taehyung, but was removed in the final cut. What deepened the wound was the fact that the teaser project was touted as a tribute to the group's history. If that were true, why was Taehyung absent from the film? He is one of BTS's most recognizable faces globally. The hashtags #ProtectTaehyung, #HYBEBetrayedV, and #JusticeForTaehyung began appearing less than 2 hours after the teaser aired. The international fanbase called for a temporary boycott of HYBE's promotional content until a satisfactory official explanation was provided. This massive backlash was not without basis. Taehyung is known as a member with extraordinary visual appeal, a distinctive voice that defines BTS, and a strong dedication to every group project. His absence from the teaser was not only odd, but also hurtful. Fans noted that this wasn't the first time HYBE had treated Taehyung unfairly. Issues such as his lack of solo promotions, delayed merchandise, and not being mentioned in media briefings had previously been discussed. Now, this teaser case has reached the peak of the outrage. Surprisingly, even Korean media outlets have begun to highlight this issue. One major outlet stated that HYBE's move could risk destroying the emotional bond between the fandom and the label, especially since BTS is more than just a group, but a symbol of love and togetherness for millions. Anger also arose because HYBE didn't issue a swift clarification. In the highly sensitive and connected world of K-pop, a single day without an explanation could trigger a larger wave of speculation. But HYBE chose to remain silent, and in that silence, thousands of fans felt hurt. Some fans even made emotional reaction videos, crying while saying they felt like they were watching a figure they loved being slowly erased from the history of the group he built. The words went viral, touching the hearts of thousands who felt the same way. Others said this wasn't just about content, but about respect. About justice for someone who had given his life for the group's success. If a member could be so easily omitted from a celebratory video, how could the public trust the label's good intentions? Fan-made remasters began to emerge, containing clips of old videos of Taehyung that were supposed to be in the teaser. They inserted these clips into the original version as a form of creative resistance. This symbolized, even if the label removed him, Taehyung would never be erased from the hearts of fans. Digital artists also didn't remain silent. They created a poster that read, "You can't erase V from BTS," which was displayed in fan cafes, media platforms, and even used as an avatar on X. The campaign visual was designed full of emotion, Taehyung's face in the darkness, illuminated by the light from thousands of light sticks. BTS fandom discussion forums are flooded with theories and analyses. Some suggest this may be just part of a viral campaign, while others believe there are unspoken internal tensions. But one common thread emerges: fans want clarification, and they won't stop asking. Meanwhile, Taehyung remains unresponsive. He is currently serving in the military, fulfilling his civic duty with full commitment. But precisely because he can't defend himself right now, fans feel they must be his voice. They want the world to know that Taehyung isn't just a handsome face in BTS. He is a vital pillar of every piece of work, choreography, and emotion that makes BTS legends. Removing him from the collective narrative would be tantamount to changing the truth of the group's history. The pressure on HYBE continues. Open letters in various languages have been sent by the massive fanbase. The message is clear: provide a public explanation, demonstrate transparency, and correct the mistakes. Otherwise, the trust that has been built over the years will be shattered. For many ARMY, this is no longer about content. It's about identity. It's about who they trust. It's about how the agency treats the people they care about, and how they, as fans, are positioned by those who should be listening to them. In this heated situation, neutrality feels like betrayal. And that's what fans felt when HYBE chose to remain silent. When love isn't appreciated, voices rise. And when voices aren't heard, waves come. That wave is now sweeping across timelines, discussion boards, and global media. What should have been a celebratory teaser has now backfired, potentially damaging the label's reputation if not handled wisely. HYBE is on a knife's edge. They can choose to remain silent and let this wound fester, or they can choose to embrace and restore trust with one simple act: admit their mistake and give Taehyung the space he deserves. Because the world may change, trends may shift, but the fans' love for Kim Taehyung never changes. He's been there from the beginning, and he will remain behind her even when the label no longer shows him the support he deserves. Many ARMYs have spent the long nights filled with mixed emotions. They stared at the screen, hoping for a clarification notification, hoping for Taehyung's name to be mentioned, hoping for a new teaser re-release with his presence. But all that hope remained suspended by a stony silence. Behind every comment and long thread, there was a deep sense of hurt. Fans weren't just disappointed by the content, but by the meaning of the deletion. Taehyung's absence from the video was symbolic, a sign that his contributions were deemed unworthy of being featured in the shared celebration. In fact, countless golden BTS moments stem from Taehyung's uniqueness. His spontaneous laughter, his distinctive baritone voice, his honest facial expressions, and his small gestures have become an integral part of BTS's identity. He wasn't an accessory, he was the foundation of the group's dynamic. Many fans wrote personal stories about how Taehyung's songs helped them overcome depression, how his speaking style inspired encouragement, how his face on screen was the only hope in their dark days. And now, they saw their idol being ignored. Several large fanbase accounts took a temporary hiatus in protest. This wasn't an easy decision, as they know how consistently fans keep the flame burning. But they feel that, in their chosen silence, there's a form of solidarity stronger than words. HYBE is now facing a reality they've created for themselves, a fanbase that's not only loyal, but also critical. ARMY isn't a group that will simply say yes to everything. They grew up with BTS, understand the essence of struggle, and know all too well that love also means daring to challenge. Many have also expressed that if this issue isn't resolved, the wounds will be deeper than they appear. Fans may still support BTS, but their emotional connection with the label will never be the same. Broken trust is difficult to repair if left untreated for too long. However, in this situation, love for Taehyung only grows. The less he's seen on official screens, the more his face appears on fan-made ones. The less he's mentioned in captions, the more his name is shouted on social media. And this is the true power of fandom: they build their own platform. One viral fan-edited video features a montage of Taehyung's iconic moments throughout his career. From the era of Boy in Love, Spring Day, to Blue and Gray, the video ends with the line, "If they don't see you, we'll always see you." Thousands of comments cried together in his column. New hashtags began to emerge: #WeAreWithTaehyung, #VDeserves respect, and #You can't erase him. Digital posters and fan-made animations flooded the internet. They were no longer just protests, they had become a collective movement to preserve their pride and love for their idol. Several ARMY artists drew a portrait of Taehyung standing outside the studio, staring blankly into the building. One caption read, "Sometimes they forget who built the walls." The illustration was shared hundreds of thousands of times, symbolizing the shared pain.
The top is so vacant, I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, some losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. Oh,
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?